Anyway, so Saturday I went to Maggie's surprise birthday party, and find what that 15x plus 5 equals. I can do 180 minus 80 minus 50. Or I could add up all those things and set them equal to 180. It's up to you. But what's 180 minus 80 minus 50?
30.
50.
Oh, whoops.
So that means you'd set 15x plus 5 equal to 50.
You said what?
So you should get x equals 3.
Mm-mm.
You can either add all of those arcs up and set them equal to 360, or you can do 360 minus the sum of the ones you already know. So 360 minus the 123, 90, 57, and 60. And then you find the little thing. Yeah. So 360 minus 330 will give you a 430. So 6x plus 6 would equal 30. Subtract the 6, you'll get 6x equals 24. So what does x equal?
Oh.
4. Hold on.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, on these next two, those are inscribed angles. So 2 times angle equals arc, or arc divided by 2 equals angle. So you could set up number 3, just go ahead and do 2 times 9x plus 1 equals 164. Or you could go ahead and do the 164 divided by 2 gives you 82.
81. Oh, 82, yeah.
So
Right.
9x plus 1 would equal 82. Either way you do it, you'll get the same answer. But subtract 1 from both sides, you'll have 9x equals 81. And then divide by 9, and x does equal 9. Again, on number 4, you're going to do 2 times angle equals arc. So 2 times what? What's my angle? Equals my arc, which is 13x plus 9.
Wait, so like, I did that, but I just put 13x plus 9 divided by 2, and then 9.
Then you gotta do business.
I didn't get it though.
Why you smiling if you do that?
Okay. So multiply that 2 through, you get 12x plus 14. Subtract 12x from both sides. 13x minus 12x gives you x. And what's 14 minus 9? 3. No, 5.
Guess what?
X equals 4.
120 minus 60 is 60. 60 divided by 2 is 30. So 7x plus 2 equals 30. What's 30 minus 2?
28.
28. So 7x equals 28. What's 28 divided by 7?
Oh.
So x equals 4. Or I can just do 2 times my angle, 16x minus 1 equals my arc. So 2 times angle equals arc. If I want to move that 2 over, what can I do to both sides? I can divide. So I'd have 16x minus 1 equals whatever 158 divided by 2 is.
79.
No. X equals 5.
So add 1 to both sides. 16x equals 80. And what's 80 divided by 16?
5.
Yep.
Hello.
Number 7, vertex is outside, so I've got to do bark minus lark. So my angle, 5x equals What's my big arc?
165,
What's my little arc?
65.
So I have 165 minus 65 divided by 2.
Equals 100 divided by 2.
So 165 take away 65 gives you 100. 100 divided by 2 is 50. What's 50 divided by 5?
10.
10. Number 8, my vertex is outside again. In order to do it, I have to know my big arc. To find my big arc, I'm gonna do 360 minus what?
107.
107. So 360 minus 107 gives you 253. So angle, I'm gonna switch that around so it's 5x plus 13, because I like it to be in standard form. So 5x plus 13 equals big arc 253 minus little arc 107 divided by 2.
73.
So you simplify that, it does give you 73. So I have 5x plus 13 equals 73
Minus 17.
minus 13.
Well, 13.
60,
So 5x will equal 60.
12,
60 divided by 5 is 12. Where's the vertex?
on the line.
On the circle. So if it's on the circle, it's inscribed. So 2 times the angle equals the arc. What's my angle?
86.
And then my arc is 18x minus 8. So I have 2 times 86 equals 18x minus 8.
172.
2 times 86 is 172. Add 8 to both sides. So 180 equals 18x. Divide by 18. And what's your answer?
10.
10.
Vertex, where's it at?
It's inside.
It's inside, is it at the center though?
No.
No, so it's just vertex inside. So that means the angle, which is 23x minus 2, equals arc plus arc divided by 2. So 155 plus 65 divided by 2.
110.
So 155 plus 65 is 220. 220 divided by 2 is 110. So 23x minus 5 equals 110.
5.
So add 5 to both sides. 23x equals 115. And 115 divided by 23 is 5. Same thing on this next one. What's my angle?
103.
What's one of my arcs?
6x plus 6x. I mean, 6 equals 6.
6x plus 6 plus my other arc, which is 16x plus 2 divided by 2. So I have angle equals arc plus arc divided by 2.
22x plus 8.
So what do I need to do with that 2?
You need to
On the bottom.
multiply it.
Multiply it.
206 equals.
So I will have 206 after I multiply both sides by 2.
Why are you doing the 2 times 2?
Because there is a variable on the top of that in the denominator. If there's a variable up here, you don't want to have a fraction. So you try to get rid of the fraction part. So 6x plus 16x gives you 22x. And 6x plus 2
8.
is plus 8. subtract 8 from both sides. And what do you get? It's 206 minus 8.
198 equals 22x.
198 equals 22x. Divide 198 by 22. And what is x equal? 9. Okay, number 12, number 12, x equals 12. 2 times angle equals arc. I'll write out that work, but I'm not gonna show it. That's what you should have for number 12. Number 13, got bark minus lark, so angle equals 130 minus 46 divided by 2.
We do number 14.
Yeah, I guess. So number 13, you get x equals 8. And then on number 14, angle equals arc plus arc divided by 2. So my angle is x plus 111 equals arc 52 plus arc 170 over 2.
These are 1 to 11, right?
111. AC was 1?
So now I've got x plus 111 equals 111. When you subtract 111 from both sides, you get x equals 0.
I had that, but I wasn't sure.
Looking at number 15, I'm just going to look at this line first, just because I wanted to. There's no specific reason why, I just chose that line first. So I'm gonna do both parts of that circle multiplied by each other. So one part's 6, one part's x. So I have 6 times x. Then my other line, I have 5 and x plus 2. So I have 5 times x plus 2.
Bill's getting heavy. Bill getting heavy. They might have any food, but I'll buy it.
Okay, so 6 times x is 6x. 5 times x, 5x, 5 times 2 is 10. So 6x equals 5x plus 10. And what do I need to do to both sides? Subtract the 5x, so I'd have x equals 10. You'll have 36x plus 36. So subtract 36x from both sides, we get 4x. And what's 36 minus 20?
16.
What's 16 divided by 4?
4.
So x would equal 4. Okay, looking at this line right here, it's just the first one I saw. What am I gonna have? 12 times what? X plus 10 equals, what's my other line? 14 times x plus 7. So we gotta distribute the 12, distribute the 14, so I have 12x plus 120 and 14x plus 14 times 7, which is 98. So I'm I'm gonna subtract 12x, because I'm taking the smaller x to the larger. And then what am I gonna do to both sides? Subtract.
98.
Subtract 98. So. The 22 equals 2x, so what is it?
11.
X equals 11.
I'm pretty good though.
So there's your equation set up for number 18. That is the geometry part. Right there, that first little equation is the geometry part. Setting that up is geometry. The rest of it's algebra. So don't come ask me how you set it up, because that's the whole point in this class, is the geometry part. On these, we have outside times whole equals outside times whole. On that top line, what's the outside?
30.
What's the whole thing?
30.
On the bottom, or the other line, what's the outside?
18.
And then the whole thing is the two parts combined. So x plus 18. So 30 times 30 is 900. 18 times x is 18x.
32.
And 18 times 18
32.
is 324.
They didn't let me think nothing, right? No, nothing, they didn't let me think.
Because you've never let him.
I always let people think. How do you know, I just,
Okay,
I
so
was talking this class.
900 minus 324 gives you 576. What's 576 divided by 18? Now will be the appropriate time to say 32.
32.
Same thing on the next one. 36 is the outside. What's the whole? What's the 36 side? 36. 27 is the outside. The whole thing is x plus 27.
You got it. Yeah. 32, 21.
One. We have two secants. So on that top secant, we have 4 as our outside. And then the whole thing is going to be x minus 3 plus 4. So I'm adding up the two parts to get the whole. So I have x minus 3 plus the 4. So what's negative 3 plus 4?
Positive 1.
Positive 1. So I'm going to have x plus 1 right there. And then on the bottom one, I have 3 as the outside. And then the whole thing is part x plus the part that's 3. So 4 times x, 4 times 1, 3 times x, 3 times 3.
Ain't no 21 anymore.
So subtract 3x, you'll get x. Subtract 4, what's 9 minus 4? 5. Whole thing's gonna be x minus 1 plus 9. When you combine that, you'll get x plus 8. So I have 9 times x plus 8. So you multiply it out, gives you 9x plus 72. The other side I'll have 10, and then x minus 4 plus 10, which is x plus 6. When you multiply that out, you get 10x plus 60. Okay, that's what you'll get on that number 23. And this is 5.
24.
And then on number 24, we've got 4 is the outside, 6x plus 4 is the whole, 5 is the outside, 3x plus 5 is the whole. X does equal. Okay, when you finish copying that down, get out your packet and turn to page 25.
Really?
So, looking at this picture, we want to find this arc length right here. So we want to find this arc length. So in order to do that, we have to know the radius and we have to know the angle measure. What's my radius here? 7 or 100?
100.
7. What's my angle? 100. So my theta is 100, my radius is 7. So I'm just going to take those two things and plug them in. Keep 2, keep pi, and then r is going to be 7. Theta is going to be 100. And then I keep the 360 on the bottom. And then I plug that straight into the calculator. I've used the fraction key, so I'd have 2 pi times 7 times 100 all over 360 in the calculator.
$35 pi over 9.
35 pi over 9. If you change it to a decimal,
12.21.
12.21 or 12.2 inches. Meters, not inches. Okay. The next thing is the area of a circle. The formula for that is pi r squared. So in order to do this, to find the area, all you need is the radius. In this circle, my radius is 9. So to find the area, I do pi times 9 squared.
81 pi.
Will give you 81 pi, which will give you
254.5.
254.5 centimeters squared. Centimeters squared because it's the area. Okay. In sector area, just want you to find a section of the area. Just like up there where we had the pi over 360, we're looking at just a section of the circle. So it's still the area formula, with the ratio of pi over 360. So I want you to find this sector right here. So in order to do this, you have to know the angle, which is 70, and you have to know the radius, which is 5. So then you just plug it in, pi times 5 squared.
Can you use pi 5 squared? Oh, you have to have the space, or you have to have the multiplication limit?
You might, because you have to have that times 72. But probably, I'll do it with that.
Oh,
Yeah, that's fine.
175 pi over 36.
And that does give you 175 pi over 36. And then that gives you 15.3 feet squared. Okay, so we're just gonna do a few of these on this back page, page 26. So I want you to find the length of the arc that's bolded, so that means we're gonna do arc length. So if we're doing arc length, that means we'll do 2 pi r times theta over 360. So 2 pi times my radius, which is what?
3.
Times my angle, 108 over 360. And what do you get?
No,
9 pi over 5. If you changed it to a decimal, which you don't have to do because it didn't ask you to, it will be 5.7. Number 2, once you find the area of the shaded sector, this is the shaded sector. So we're gonna have pi times r squared times theta. So what's my r?
8.
So I have pi times 8 squared times my angle, 32, all over 360.
256 pi over 45. Applies down to 17.9 feet squared. Yeah.
Okay, on the next one, we need to find the length of the bolded arc. In order to do that, we have to know the radius. What's the radius? 6. And then we need to know the angle of the bolded arc. Do we know it yet? How can we find it? 360 minus 143, which gives you 217. So theta is 217. So I'll use 2 pi times my radius times my angle over 360.
217 pi over 30. Is that right?
This isn't too bad, is it? Just gotta know those two things and plug it in.
Oh, man.
Stupid us. I just wanna go to sleep, Mackenzie.
Huh?
I just wanna go to sleep. I didn't sleep at all last night. This van back would kick me up. Sleep on. Not.
How does stand back on TV?
Cause when I was out, she had put so many ed puzzles and USA test preps in, and I had a project due. I gave, yeah, I wasn't here though, so it doesn't matter. And not for me. Special.
Which I was taking it out too.
Yeah, I mean, Kate is always sleeping. You're always sleeping. You, when? In the class, you're always sleeping. That's always on your phone. Yeah, but her, because you thought I was.
Okay, so there's those that give you a picture. Now we're gonna look at some that are word problems. So it says find the arc subtended by a 70-degree central angle with a radius of 10 centimeters. So you're trying to find the length of an arc. That's arc length. So I'm gonna have 2 pi times my radius. What did it tell me the radius was?
10.
And then what did it tell me the angle was? So 2 pi times 10 times 70 over 360.
Thank you.
Times 70. What did I just press? What the heck? 35 pi over 9.
That'll give you 35 pi over 9. Next one says find the area of a sector, so we're looking at sector area. And it says formed by a 105-degree central angle and with a radius of 5. So pi times radius squared times the angle over 360. That's it, what?
Was that necessary?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's 175 pi over 24 or 22.9 inches.
I've always wanted to see one.
And the last one, we're finding an arc length with a 280 central angle and a diameter of 100. If the diameter is 100, radius is 50. So 2 pi times 50 times 280 over 360.
What is, I don't understand, like, you're not gonna give us these on the test, are you? The formulas?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna give you a formula sheet with everything on it.
Okay.
On our like actual degree test, we'll give us formula sheet.
I'll just,